Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm Olabi Manuel here from Data Consult, and in this video I'm going to be giving a form of orientation on what you need to succeed in the data industry. And what I mean by data industry, I'm talking about mobile data sales. Whether you're selling to individuals or you're selling to companies. So stay with me. I'm going to be sharing some insights into the niche that you may not be aware of before you start. So before I just run through, I'd just like to give a little brief on what the outline of this whole session is going to be about. We are going to be having some videos, about 5 videos, touching these different aspects. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is, why does the data vendor industry exist? Why do we need data vendors? And it's very important that you understand why data vendors are needed. You understand, so that you know how to function. Because if you don't really know why you are needed, then you may just fizzle out with time. And why do we even still exist, even when people can buy data directly from their from their service providers like MTN, Glo, and Airtel? Why do they still come to data vendors? So be taking that first. The next thing we are going to talk about the money part. How much money can I make as a data vendor, and how? Now the reason why I added an how is that if you want to make 50K, there is an approach. If you want to make 100K, 6 figures, there's an approach. If you want to make 7 figures, which I know people that make 7 figures, 1 million to even 3 million monthly. It sounds wild, right? But it is possible with data sales. There are different approaches to this, and I'm going to just be talking on those things briefly. And the other one I'll also be talking about is like a real life scenario. You must have known someone who started out as a data vendor and stopped. So we are going to be touching 2 reasons why data vendors don't last. 2 reasons why people opt out of the niche. And I believe that this is going to profit you. The next thing, I'm just going to be talking about branding. Do data vendors need branding? Do we think branding is only for the likes of like Netflix, MTN, and the banks? Do data vendors need branding, and what good can branding do to data vendors business? So we're going to be, and then other things to be touching are popular misconceptions about data vendors. Now, let you, there are misconceptions you must have in mind about data vendors. For instance, you may feel like data vendors don't have time for themselves. If I have to always be online to sell data to people, how do you expect me to go through school? How do you expect me to have time for my spouse or my family? How do you expect me to do other things? So I'm going to be touching that, and I'm going to be sharing some wisdom on how I navigated it myself. So stay tuned for that. And then finally, I'm going to be giving a unique value proposition for people who want to be data vendors. There are some things that should be in place for you to thrive as a data vendor. For example, you need to have a good supplier and a good, will I say, mentor in quotes. You need to have a good supplier so that if anything happens, you can easily reach out to them and they can respond promptly. Many vendors struggle with this. They don't have people who respond to them well, and maybe they don't start on a good plane. But we're going to be treating all of that. Let me not spill everything to you before time. So stay tuned. Grab a cup of tea or popcorn, and you're gonna enjoy this. So stay with me. And I also love you to subscribe to this channel. I believe if you're seeing this on YouTube, subscribe to this channel, like and share this with your friends who you think will benefit from having this information about the data vending industry. All right, on to the next one. Thanks for coming back.